Hello, I'm Perry from Rennet Rind, and I'm here because I put a box of cheeses together. So those who know me know I do this every month, been doing it since lockdown to help support cheesemakers get through the COVID crisis. Quite apt for this one, actually. We've got some really good cheeses in here that have a purpose, which is pretty cool. And yeah, this is our Father's Day box. So it's also my birthday month. So I really like, not that I don't focus on the other ones, I really like to focus on this one as well. And we're expanding the box just a little bit to see how it goes. So in this box, you can get the lovely cheese wheel as well as an addition on from Emma Young. You can find some of the cheeses that are on this board in here. Learn how to taste cheese, just like the cheese explorer herself. And also a beer pack. So this is an example of a beer. They're going to be bigger than this, but it's kind of nice bite size, handy that I can get. So you can get those as well in there. And if you've got those, there's going to be a little instructions how to do the beer pairing with the cheese board as well. And yeah, you can get our new Rennet Rind custom boards as well. So we're expanding, we're doing more things, we're giving you more to offer. So they're the new things. But what it's all about, 5 British artisan cheeses that we've matured in these rooms in a slightly different location today because my aisle that I usually do on it is pretty full up. So I'm just going on this one, which I think this doesn't look as nice, but whatever, you know, it's real. And this is the reason why we do these things. So yeah, you would have got 5 artisan cheeses in your box. And then you would have got some tasting notes. Let me grab those tasting notes so you can just jump into those, become an expert before, and maybe just agree with me and be like, oh yeah, that does taste quite savoury actually. Or I think this one would taste, make you look like a 2-time Affineur of the Year, which I am. This will be the last month. I'm not competing this year, so this will be the last month that I am the current Affineur of the Year because I'm judging this year. But anyway, that's enough about me. Let's get stuck into your cheeses. And happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there who got the best gift of cheese. So the first cheese up is very, very cool. So it's called Pyghtle. It's made in Suffolk, Bruton Hall Dairy, by a lady called Emily. I'm on a podcast with her called A Slice of Cheese by Jenny Linford. You'd really enjoy it. Emily is like a brand new cheesemaker. So this is what the box was all about. First of all, it's to survive, and now it's to provide support to people that need it the most. And she's an absolutely phenomenal cheesemaker. She started last year, but just like the first year, your batches are a little bit off, you're playing around with your milk and stuff like that. So we managed to get only a few last year. But this year, we are pleased that she announced that we are her biggest delivery she's had yet, which she's not been going long. So this is like a lactic set. Look at this beautiful rind, this geotrichum rind, this kind of moussey interior, nice breakdown on the outside. It's a sheep's milk cheese. Raw milk, so back to the old traditions, and we just love, this is what the box was not originally set up about, but getting new cheesemakers on board, supporting them, giving the volume, giving them the cash so they can continue, so our British cheese heritage can grow. So I haven't tried this in a couple of weeks because I wanted it to be like a real reaction. I mean, it cuts beautifully, actually. It really kind of a little bit of give that comes through. Aroma, it's got that kind of edge of lanolin, a little bit of sheep with raw milk. That's what we want. A little bit of pastures, milky, of course, but, nothing too overpowering. Texture is delicate, really nice. Really coats the palate. That rind is beautiful. Adds that good degree of saltiness, just a touch of it. Nice milkiness, floral, light, bit of lemon in there. At the back note, a little bit like smoky. There's a little bit of smokiness about it, but really, really subtle. Completely Moorish. Pyghtle, made in Suffolk, raw sheep's milk. That's what it's all about, guys. By buying this box, you've literally just supported a new artisan cheesemaker who's literally made 600-700 cheeses for us just for these boxes. And that's what it's all about. Growing our British artisan cheese industry makes me really, really excited. So the next cheese we're going to move on to, yes, I've got them in the right order, is another cheese that needs a little bit of support, Kirkhams, Lancashire. Yes, I know you guys always asked after it. And yeah, I mean, those that follow the news might know what happened at Kirkhams. Christmas recall, blah, 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 wasn't their fault. I'm just going to put it like that. Wasn't their fault. There was literally no test that came back that said that it was their fault. And it really slammed their business. Imagine on Christmas Day, you being subject to these big scaremongering articles. And, this is one of our last raw Lancashires ever made in this country. Imagine that. not being, you know, not being to blame, but you have to do it because you're a good person and you want to take that really precautionary step, and then it really hurting your business. And us as a British cheesemakers nearly losing one of our, well, our only raw milk Lancashire. I needed to just get on board. Now, we had the first round at the start of the kind of the year when it was all released, and we said we'd get on the second bandwagon to give it that second push. So yeah, buy lots of Kirkhams. It's a delicious cheese. It's like part of our heritage. You can really get into it because it's absolutely perfect. I mean, I've eaten this a lot, so it's not going to have a real reaction from me, but it's raw milk, you know, years and years of history. The aroma is just sensational. I was talking to someone earlier, as I cut this cheese open to come in here fresh, it was like I was walking out like when I was younger. My mum was hanging up the washing that's got loads of comfort in, and it's like a warm summer's day. It was just like that. I was like, that is a phenomenal aroma. It's like your mum, when you're younger, hanging out freshly laundered clothing to dry off in the baking sun. Just stunning. Like, there's not many cheeses that can do that, and we nearly lost it. But yeah, that's the aroma. That's a really specific aroma note. Texture is delightfully sticky yet crumbly, similar to our Yorkdown. Beautiful amount of like that savory freshness, slightly pepper that I get, so moorish, little bit of that citrus lemon that's in there on the high that's going all for it, but so masterfully crafted. Towards the rind, we're getting more of that savory note that's in there, like a light meat, like a real kind of light, stocky vibe, but not like, you know, like a like if you had ramen noodles at a really nice place, and that broth is really, really thin. It just delicately, just kind of like sits there. Such a delicious cheese. So happy again to support another cheesemaker who it wasn't his, you know, wasn't Kirkham's fault, and you know, one of our last raw Lancashire makers in the country. If we didn't have him, that would be history literally wiped out, and we just not having it. So, Kirkhams is going to be listed on the website if you want to buy it individually and support it. We're going to be taking 20% off it for this month, just so we can get some volumes through and get people knowing about Kirkhams and get it really behind it. Okay, Kirkhams, delicious. Next cheese up, Alpen Cheddar. Now, we've been doing this for a while, Alpen Cheddar, and we just felt like it would fit in really well here. We've got some vibrancy in here, and we want a little bit of comfort. Now, Alpen Cheddar is Devonshire curds, Bavarian curds, mixed together, then washed in an inoculated brine. Got one here, actually. They come in these rounds that are like this, so it's got this nice bright pinkish kind of hue that's on here. That's why I thought I'd do it here. Got more below, but I thought this would look nicer. So you got that kind of really refined rind, really good cheesemaker Kraus. That kind of funky feet, fermentation on the outside that you get from popping open a batch of kimchi or something like that, you know. That's predominantly the flavour, you know. Let's have a taste. Texture's lovely. Sticky, caught in your teeth. Always reminds me of pulled pork. Don't know why, but it just gets claggy. Real nice sweetness. That funk's coming in. That fun funk. And then in the back, a little bit of sweet caramel. Like butterscotch. More butterscotchy, these kind of packages. More anchored in that sweet. There's a nut. So a little bit more fatty nut, Brazil nut that's in there. That's a really nice break from these two. Like, I mean, they're lovely. That sounds like, but nice claggy texture. Hangs around with you, you know? Alpen Cheddar, really delicious. Next cheese we have up is Sparkenhoe Red Leicester. So Sparkenhoe Red Leicester, in our opinion, is the only red Leicester that's made in the UK. It is not protected. So it's cloth bound, unpasteurised milk, traditional rennet, and then age for this one is 23 months, our profile that we have at the moment, which is the last dying batches of the 23 month. I think we're moving on to younger as we come in. But I mean, one, it just looks gorgeous. I mean, that colour, that's from Annatto, South American seed that's crushed up in the milk. It was used in the Victorian era to make your milk look more richer. So you put a little sprinkling of that in and it looked more richer. Some people would pay more for it. Visual, psychosomatic, what people do. So yeah, so this, in our opinion, is Clark family, Leicestershire, the only people that make it. But that's our opinion. You know, it's not protected. We just love this. This will forevermore be our only red Leicester. Aroma, that little bit of smoky, a little bit bacony, a little bit carcinogenic actually, a little bit burnt toast kind of area that it's sitting in. Rind, musty, right? It's where it lived, it's cloth bound. That's life. Let's have a taste. Texture similar to Alpen, but more of a challenge. Really makes you work. Lovely that rind. I'm gonna pop that in. More aromatic on that rind. More pan roasted stuff like the skin of a lamb almost, like when you put sea salt, rosemary on it, and you kind of have a little bit of kind of like that area. Lighter, of course. Tang's there, nuttiness is there, length is there. When it leaves the palate, you get this like real big snap of like, I look like I'm hurting myself, but I love it. We haven't had that journey, like that savory, nutty kind of undulation, different texture, and right at the end, like a nice little zip to kind of end it. Really great cheese. We've always loved Sparkenhoe, and this is just fantastic. Yeah, Sparkenhoe Red Leicester, guys. Last cheese up, another cheesemaker that gave us a shout and said, could you just help me out with a little bit of kind of like batches at the moment, a little bit of R&D work with him. So Gary from the Humton has made Northampton Blue. So a little sort of stout blue, good blue coverage that we've got in there. Nice kind of yellowy hue. That's from the good milk, so unpasteurised Jersey cow, which is amazing. Got quite a lot of raw milk on here. You know, the amount of probiotic goodness that's sitting on this board is unbelievable. You know, that's a lot of kind of good gut fermentation bacteria. You guys are going to be super, super healthy after eating this. So yeah, beautiful kind of blue that's in there. Good rind on the outside. Nice to cut. A little bit kind of like crumbly yet silky. Aroma quite high. Quite, you know, got that kind of typical bitter kind of note that's in there, that you kind of aroma that you're getting when you know that you're about to try blue. Crumbly, bitty, salty, different, definitely different. Really, really kind of like leaning heavily into that salt, Parma ham kind of area. And then spice. I wasn't expecting spice actually. That off the palate is quite nice. It's a blue lover's blue. It's a Father's Day blue. It's got some challenging elements to it, but I thought that would be the right thing to do in June. I love blues as well. So yeah, challenge, salt, a little bit of aromatics that are in there as well. Leaves the palate, pepper, spice, chlorine, lingers, ends the board beautifully. Yeah, I like that. So 5 British Isles cheeses, supporting, this is what the mystery cheese box is all about. Not really that it's a mystery anymore. You can watch the video. We talk about it. We're just too scared to change the name now. It's more like the Rennet Rind selection. But hey, let's stick with mystery cheese box. A board supporting British artisan cheesemakers. A brand new one. One that needed help. And one just called us up and had too much cheese. And we worked with them on getting it perfect for this month. So a lot of planning, preparation. 2 of our old favourites. So yeah, happy Father's Day, guys. And if it's not Father's Day and you know you're just enjoying it, happy Cheese Day, right? So thanks from me, thanks from all these cheesemakers, and yeah, we'll catch you soon.